Hi, welcome back. My name is Benjamin Lannon, and today we're going to go explore the datasets from crates.io. So, for those who don't know, crates.io is the Rust package registry. So, we can see here that we have just a bunch of various different popular crates, ones that are just updated, new ones, and in total, there is only 74,000 crates. So I wanted to do some exploration of seeing if I could actually be able to digest and find some insights out of this. So if you actually scroll down to the bottom of the page, there's this data access page in the bottom. Now they describe that basically there's three different APIs where there's the crates.io index, which if you go into it, you can get a index for every single crate in this Git repo. So if I can go to BE, maybe add AC, we can see we have some various crates. And if we open up one of these, for instance, Beacon, we can see all the various versions. You can see checksums of them and various features of that. As well, we have the database dump. This is what we're going to be looking at further, where they actually output the Postgres database content every 24 hours into a tarball that you can download. This is about 150 megabytes compressed and will uncompress into about 400 megabytes for context. They also do have the crates.io API itself. So if you open up the dev console when you're on crates.io and see what API calls they're making, you can access that, but they recommend it only as a last resort. So today, let's look first into the database dumps. So I downloaded this previously, and let's go over. So now we have a copy of the dump as of January 14th, 2022. And if we look at the README, there is a folder that has the data, and there's a bunch of SQL scripts because this is all from a Postgres database. So I could spin up a Postgres database, but since the data is just CSV files, let's actually look and see what is in it. So if we go to the data folder, we can see that we have all these files for crates, keywords, dependencies, versions, etc. Now, I could write a program to open up a CSV file, load in all the data, and do something with it. But if we look at the file sizes for these, for instance, the one that I'm most curious about, crates.csv, that's over 120 megabytes. So that may not be the most efficient. And since it's already structured data in a CSV file, we can actually do one thing better. So I have the nushell shell installed onto my computer. And this allows you to be able to query data and work with it very easily using a command-based system, similar to Bash. So let's open new shell with nu and see what we can do. So if I do ls again, we can see that we have all of our things. So let's try opening crates.csv. Crates.csv. And let's go look at the length of it. So nushell has a length tool, which you can say how many lines are in this file. And we can see there is about 74,000, which if we go back up to crates.io and go to the homepage, we can see that's about 100 more than we have here, but that's not to worry. So now let's ask a question of what were the 10 earliest packages ever on crates.io? So we can say open crates.csv, and let's first see what data is in here. So rather than putting and outputting everything, let's get the first 10. So we can see we have a bunch of stuff here. But we can see that we have this column here that looks like a README file for each of these. So let's actually take instead of first 10, let's go with the first one and just to see all the various columns. So we can see we have created out, description, documentation, downloads, etc. So we can see for this first one, it's the is available crate, and we can work with this. So let's sort all of the things in crates.csv by this created at field, which is a timestamp. So if we copy that and say sort by created at, and then add that first field again, now we can see the first 10 ones. Now, since we have all these rows here, let's reduce this to a smaller subset of the various columns. So if we run this command again, but add select at the end, we can say that we want to get to the various things. So maybe we want the ID, want the name, we want the created at date, maybe we want the updated at date, and a description. And if we run that, we can now see we have a much smaller data set compared to what we previously had. So we took the entire CSV file, we sorted it by the created at date, we get the first 10, we selected some of the various columns, and now we have an output. So we can see that the first one ever was tar, December, glob, etc. And we can see that these were uploaded to crates.io around November 11th of 2014, which actually was about 2 weeks after crates.io was initially built. Now, finally, if I want to then take this data and throw it back into a file or do something with it again, I can add the to command and I can say what format I want. So if I want to throw it back into a CSV, I can type CSV and I'll get this data. But maybe as well, maybe I want to throw it into a JSON file. I can have it as JSON, and now here I have contents I could be able to take and throw into a website or throw into a Node application that I could do further processing with this. If we instead just open up the crates again raw and give us the first one, we can actually say pivot, and that will change all of the rows and columns and it'll flip them. So now we can just see here's all the various columns and here's all the rows. So again, we have the is available crate. And now we can think about other various ways that we want to sort through this. So maybe we want to sort by downloads. Maybe we want to sort by when was the last time a thing was updated. Maybe you want to look at what ones were created in 2021. And nushell allows us to be able to easily, without need to open up a full-blown programming language, be able to do these various transformations of our data and then be able to get some insights about such. By the way, that will be it for today. If you have any questions or if you are curious about the various tools that were discussed, links will be down in the description. Have a nice day.